Alright. Welcome everyone. It's time for the Patreon games, where we play decks submitted by those that have helped sponsor the channel. First off, I just want to start off with thank you to all the Patreons, and then a reminder to next week's Patreon games is going to be pre-recorded. I'm looking for at least 3 decks from you guys. So if you haven't had your decks run this week or this month, please post. I will be putting up a post on Patreon where you guys can post that. For everyone else that is just a viewer, you like to watch, and you like to give that that support with just the like button and things like that. I want to thank you guys too, because those likes help out so much. It helps other people get to see the channel, which brings more people to the community. So again, I want to hit special thanks to all you guys that just hit that like and share, and all of the subscribers and everything. But for the most part, I'll be thanking you guys tomorrow during Subscriber Sunday. Now again, tomorrow will be live, but the next week will be pre-recorded. I am moving this week, and I've got a couple live streams that are going to come out this week, and then towards the end of the week and the beginning half of next week will all be pre-recorded. But I'll give you guys a heads up on that with my last night of live streaming until next week. Alright, what did I do? The music, I minimized the music. Whoa, that is way too big. Let's fix that. What's going on? OC Remix. I forgot, you can't size your windows, it'll change your OBS. Wow, streaming. Yeah, oh well. Alright guys, what's up? Welcome everybody. How's everyone doing tonight, or today? I guess, Justin, what's up? Yeah, I'm playing your black-white primitive control or something like that. We'll be playing it, and then we're playing this Jund Energy. It's kind of like the Jund deck we played the other day, but this one's a little more on the energy theme. Like, this one is definitely... Man, I had a drink. This one is definitely a little bit different. We still got Ronus, we've still got Magma Sprays, Fatal Push, Scrap Heap Scrounger, but there's no Heart of Kirin here. No Heart of Kirin. We're going with more removal in the main board. We're going with Lafnu Hellion, and the real plan here is to survive off the back of a Bristling Hydra. Now, Struggle to Survive has become a really, really good card here, as it answers the Scarab God. It answers quite a few other things too. So I'm really excited to see Struggle to Survive. We've been seeing it get played in a lot of the Red Green Monsters decks. Our challenger tonight, the deck that he worked with me and and the community, and we all got built the Dinosaurs deck that he pretty much had the base of. Before we ever even touched it, but Struggle to Survive was in that deck as well, and it's a very, very good card. Like, I was really surprised at how well this answers the Scarab God. And when you're looking at, well, if I don't answer it, the game is over right now, then spending 5 mana to fix their 5 mana answer, sometimes that's worth it. So actually, instead of losing the game, I think all the time that's worth it, right? Something like that. Just get out of the shower. Should have waxed the beard. Oh no, it's not keeping shape. Facial hair, so hard to deal with. How's everybody doing today? Huh? We got Jeff. Is that Alexi? Lucas, welcome. Lucas Games. You're a streamer there, Lucas. I want to say I've heard of Lucas Games before. Magic Hefe, welcome. Ghostman, Justin Clay. We've got Justin's deck coming up. Let's talk about it for just a second before we really jump into it. Justin's got a black-white control deck here, and looks like a lot of fun. Harsh Scrutiny, Duress in the main board, 4 Lost Legacy in the main board. He's trying to give me a heart attack. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to give me a heart attack. Can I guess what the opponent has, and can I pull the opponent's best creature out of their deck? Don't necessarily want to pull it out of their hand, even if we do have the information due to the Duresses and Harsh Scrutinies, because If we pull it out of their hand, they just get to draw another card, which could be another threat. This is kind of why Lost Legacy is not really a answer all, but an answer specific. And to explain that, like, I don't really like the idea of playing Lost Legacy to answer all decks. But there are some decks where you have to answer that one thing, and Lost Legacy is perfect for that. So hopefully we'll get lucky, and the match we come up against will I'll know exactly what we're playing against, and I can make good calls on that. But that is the scare behind a Lost Legacy main board deck. But it could just be amazing. All right, like it could just be amazing. This is definitely a depression deck, and the reason I say that is because, you know, Wizards did the study on whether or not people wanted to discard their cards or they wanted to play their cards. Like one of the greatest cards ever, that is also the worst card ever, is a 1-mana discard your hand. It seems like it would be really cool, and it seems like there'd be a lot of things you could do behind it. But they found that people actually want to play their cards. So when we play this deck against them and they can't play their cards, well, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Either way, we're gonna try to have some fun with this discard deck. See if we can just rip an opponent's deck apart, take away their win cons, beat them down with our Gideons. I mean, Torment of Scarabs. Like we'll get through one way or another. And then, worst case scenario, we win off of Vona herself. I actually think most of the wins are going to come off the back of this Torment of Scarabs here. It's pretty much, that's kind of the idea. We can clean up the board with some Yahine's expertise, Gideon's intervention to just stop all things, Ixalan's binding, trap cards in their hand. I mean, it's just a ton of ways to make sure they don't get to play and have fun with their deck. Is this competitive? Probably not. Is it going to make the opponent hate life? I hope. That's the point of playing it, right? Right? Like when you play something like this, you're wanting to break somebody's heart. So that's the plan. We're going to try to just rip somebody's deck apart, just right in front of them. Just bam, gone. The one thing I do worry about with this deck a little bit is, you know, against an aggro deck. Against someone who's fast, they might be able to get a creature down on 1 or 2, and we just might not be able to deal with it. I mean, the deck is kind of weak to Glintsleeve Siphoner. You get a Glintsleeve down, and they're going to have a problem, or you're going to have a problem actually picking it back up off the battlefield until like turn 4 or so, when you just have to binding it, or Gideon's intervention ain't exactly what you want to do with a Glintsleeve Siphoner, because it'll swing anyway, and gain its energy and draw cards. But Ixalan's binding will help us clean it up. Gideon himself, also not exactly what you want to do to, you know, slow down a Glintsleeve Siphoner or something like that, because, you know, Glintsleeve would still attack and draw cards, which is, that's what Glintsleeve does, right? It attacks and draws cards. So you know, that's one worry, that we don't have the fatal pushes and stuff like that in this black deck. We can wipe the board with Yahine's expertise. We can actually get a little aggro out of the sideboard, another Gideon. We can become a completely different deck in game 2. Honestly, I actually kind of wish these approaches were, at least one was relevant in game 1 or something like that, but you posted your mono blue deck. Alright, Jeffrey, I will, that will more than likely get played on the pre-recording next week. Very sorry that I didn't get it out for you this week there, Jeffrey. Actually, you just signed up this month, right? I mean, I'm going to play the mono blue. That's not a problem, but I just want to give everyone a heads up. When you sign up for Patreon, you don't actually get charged anything until the following month on the 1st. Patreon always comes out on the 1st, so if you sign up during this month, you won't actually be charged until next month. So, and it should say somewhere in the rewards that you go active the first month you've been charged. So we've had a lot of people like pledge and stuff, and then like apparently they were bad cards or something like that. So that's always a thing, but that's for I guess that is for here. This is the Patreon games. But either way, I'm going to play that mono blue for you. It'll be pre-recorded for next week there, Jeffrey. You posted it on Patreon, I assume? Either way, I hope you and Justin enjoy the games. I know you guys are friends, and I guess I also got one other thing I want to say before we really get started here. I'm sorry about my actions the other night. I got rude with someone who called me a bum, and even thought about it a lot after the stream. So, Azen Bull, welcome. Glad you got a chance to watch it. What's up, Nerb? How you doing? Nerb, sir. I haven't seen deck from you this month. Like, I'm pretty sure you're still a patron. Sir, I'm going to be requesting one of those. Let's make 78 Jaces or one of those other crazy things that you do, Nerb. Anyway, yeah, man, then Nerb's always got some crazy decks. He's like, let's make 73 Jaces. And then we did. Understood, dude. I'm the same way. We're moving this week, and you know, everything's just kind of running behind. That's kind of why we're getting things out a little bit early today. Hopefully James will show up. James Clugston will show up at some point during the stream, and if he does, then we'll get Discord up, and we'll have a challenge from one of our stream challengers. That is an option there on Patreon. If you want to choose to instead have yourself play the deck against me live, then you can actually do that rather than have me play your deck. And then I guess if James does show up, I'll go ahead and let you guys know that if you look in the description box, I've got 3 decks listed there, and we technically got a 4th deck because if James doesn't show up, I've got the red-white approach pulled up, and we can play that. So if you guys want to think over those decks, whether you want me to play my Grixis mid-range against James, whether you want me to play the red-white approach against James, whether you want me to play my Bant approach against James, or if what was the other deck I picked? What was my Mardu deck. I've also got Mardu Gearhulks. So if you guys want me to play any of those decks for the challenger, those are the options we have, and I'll let you guys, you know, have some time to look over those here. And Bant, Brian's like, oh, play the Bant, my Bant approach list. Where is my Bant list? Where's my Bant? I can't find my Bant. There's my Mardus. There's no way I deleted my Bant. I can pull it up. We've got it saved on. We've got it saved over on manatraders, so we can always pull it up. By the way, manatraders save 15% when you sign up using SideboardMTG15, and oh, that's for 4 months, by the way. So save yourself some money. Sign up using the link in the description box, and then when it asks for your coupon code, SideboardMTG15, no spaces. And that'll save you 15% on your first 4 months. That's a pretty good code. Not to say anything, you know, about the code, but there's another thing they done. They actually fixed it so you guys can, and this was upon request. How cool is that, guys? So I'm just gonna jump over to the live stream real quick. Actually, and then I'm just gonna click more. I'm just going to show you guys how to do this. This is really cool. I thought this was awesome, but there's a link down here where you can check out all of the decks that I have run, and it'll take you to manatraders, and you'll be able to find all of my decks. We've got the black-white control from today, the Jund Energy for today, red-white approach for today. I was playing around with the other approach of the Sunbird, and I was looking at it. So, but you can find all of, even my Pia's Revolution deck, which was a ton of fun. Like, I might have to play that again sometime. So, either way, like, there's a link down there where you guys can find every deck that I have run. How cool is that, right? And that was on request. Like, I just asked the gentleman over at manatraders, hey, that would be really cool if we had a link where they could just get to all of my saved decks. And, yeah. So you have a question for Eric. What is that? What's up, Mitch? How long have I been playing? Since 2010. I started playing in 2010. It was, I want to say the very end of Zendikar block. My first pre-release was actually New Phyrexia, but I'd started playing a little bit before the pre-releases and stuff. But yeah, I started playing in Zendikar block, Mirrodin, Besiege, New Phyrexia. I was about 6 to 9 months into playing when Innistrad come out, and they had to ban Jace. So yeah. I've been playing longer than Modern has been a format. Man, I should just start saying it like that, right? Does that sound better anyway? I haven't been playing that long, about 8 years. Not one of those players that have been playing, you know, since Antiquities or something, or Beta. I mean, technically, I played when the game first came out when I was in middle school with some friends and stuff, but we didn't know what we were doing. Of course, you know, most people didn't back then. There wasn't, you know, as much online stuff. People were emailing back and forth. There were email chains and things like that. There were Yahoo groups where we could try to find, you know, ways to, you know, to get different decks and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it was a little bit different in middle school. And then, you know, those decks, I don't know. Like, I could probably go to my mom's house somewhere and search around and find my middle school deck, but who knows? Like, the one card I remember out of it's like a Bayou, something like that. So it'd be worth looking for it, I assume. But yeah. Either way, we're gonna get into some games here. I'm gonna jump into this first game. We're already a few minutes into this. Let's see here. Now. This was a request by one of the patrons, Ryan. He has been requesting us to work on Jun Energy for a while, and if you guys watch the Jun Gods list, that entire list kind of sprung up from this deck that we're about to play right now. So we're actually going back in time a little bit. I've already played the Jun Gods list, which is what kind of started from us looking and brewing with this list. Did I go to trade, really? But this is the father to that list, and I'm gonna play it for you guys here today. So hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. I think the list is actually really strong. We just ended up going a different direction with it with the gods and vehicles, and this one's more into ramping into a Hydra and things like that. But either way, the deck it looks to be really strong, and a turn 3 Hydra is something to deal with. Also, if you're running into a lot of Grixis and stuff, I think hiccups. I think Hydra is a really good place to be. So. I can try your red-green beats. The deck is pretty mean. Alright, it seems really good. Throw it a post, or remember, patrons, you don't actually have to build something. Maybe there's a deck you just want to see run that I just haven't run. You want to say, hey, look, I really want to see how this deck runs. So, you know, just tell me what you want to see, and I can play that as well. So, back to you, crew. Happy Saints Paddy's Day. Is today Saints Paddy's Day? Oh man, I stream way too much. My life is like revolved around nothing but like family and magic. Which is not bad, right? Like, it's not bad at all. Well, we're gonna kill absolutely anything they throw at us. We're pretty live for draws. We have our lands. We can pick what turn we want to come in untapped. I'm going to go ahead and play the Canyon Slew, though, as it will give me both Fatal Push and Magma Spray, which just means that I get to choose the best piece of removal for whatever pops up. You wish you had that complaint. Oh, that's what's going on. I'm completely unkeybound right now. That might be a good thing. Alright, well. Fanatical Firebrand. Well, if he attacks... Wow, he did attack. Okay. So, I'm actually just going to hold here. Because if he plays Earthshaker Kenra next turn, I'd rather shoot that with this magma spray than I would oh wow, really? Rigging a runner. First strike. Let's spray the runner. Okay. So we're definitely going to try to stop taking damage at this point. We may continue to take one off the Firebrand here, but I'm okay with that. Hopefully I will see your deck. Like, did you post it in the... There's a post on Patreon that says... the Patreon games. This is a big picture of the Patreon games, and then like all you got to do is just like post your deck right there, and I'll find it. I'm gonna take this one again because I have a braids and stuff. Wow, is he really just going to pass? Do we bank the energy with a Harness Lightning? I think so. I think banking the energy is where I want to be here. Alright, some good off the top. Here we go. It's not horrible. It's not horrible at all. I mean, I assume he burns it here, but we can still leave up... We can still leave up a braid. And push, technically. So, if he just goes like Kari Zev, pass, then we'll just push it. Alright, so he's gonna braid me. Red deck with a braids main board. Well, there's... Maybe I should have abraded that and hung on to the Fatal Push for when he brought it back, because it looks like he's got no shortage of lands here. You put it in the comment section? Okay, cool. I will look for it, and hopefully I'll see it. I don't know why I haven't seen it before. Let me pull it up. Sunscorched Desert. No! No! Man, we started out with such a bad hand too, like just all removal. Alright. So we can put 2 pumps on it, which means it still dies to hazard it. What out do we have? Energy off the top, so that we have a permanent blocker. Ooh, he entered combat. He couldn't swing. He couldn't swing. Energy producer. That's not an energy producer. I kind of want to close the gap here, but if he hits land, he brings back Earthshaker Kenra. Actually, that'd be really bad for him to hit land Earthshaker. So he throws something at us here. Oh, he just shocks us. Alright, well, it's a cheaper way to do it. Why didn't he shock and swing last turn? What did he throw away? A mountain? Okay. Well, he threw away the Earthshaker Kinra. Yeah, we're dead here. We were dead anyway. That's a Glory Bee. I mean, I could kill the Glory Bee. But, yeah. Look at that fling! Rush, I hope you're here. Or, I hope you see that. Rush. Wow, against red deck, we definitely want the Harvesters. We want Death Gorge Scavengers. Carnage Tyrant will get big enough. Although, like, we gotta get there. Braid is not where I want to be. I do want to be the aggressor here. I know he wants to be the aggressor, but I want to be the aggressor. Scrap Heap is not great in this deck. And Struggle to Survive is not terrific. I'm going to take the Fling. It might be very possible that we're just kind of getting in there. Or get assaulted. Absolutely. Smash that like button, guys. Yay. So you'll notice that the stream boss down there is me. And I'll give you guys a reason for that. The reason stream boss is me was we were one away from getting the 2 more emojis. So I just went ahead and said, fine, I'll sponsor my own stream. And now we have 2 more emoji slots open. I got to figure out what we're going to do with them. One of them is reserved for Lamp, but Lamp deserves more than do we do anything about this? We just take this guy? Yeah, I guess we're just taking it. Oh, come on, give me a land. I need runner lands off the top. That's a start. Come on, green source off the top. One more green land. Blooming Marsh will not be what we need. On crop, getting in there. Rootbound Crag. No, Rootbound Crag would be bad. It comes in tap. Glint Sleeve. Glint Sleeve kills this. Alright. We're going to play the Glint Sleeve. We almost look like a completely different deck than we did a moment ago. This is why red deck is so good, is because, like, there's so many decks out there that you just can't get ahead of. But Fling is Spice. It is. See, it's a Spice Shaker and a Salt Shaker. Alright, well, it was a good game. It was a really good game. We tried. Ouch. You know, like, red deck just completely run over us there. And it's not like we don't have removal. Wow, that hurt. You just want to use the new emojis. Well, that's fine. That's part of what you get for sponsoring the stream. Other than if you sponsor the stream, you auto one-shot the stream boss. Let's see. I mean, that was just brutal, right? Like, and it almost didn't even feel like we were getting to play a game. Where's the Jund Energy deck? Did I delete it? Or the Jund... Yeah, Jundum. So this is the deck we ended up coming up with. Glint Sleeve Siphoner, Voltaic Brawler. He had submitted the deck long before we had started rebuilding it. And you guys seen the games we ran with it the other night. I think this deck's actually really, really powerful. And no, it's not running the Hydra thing, but... I honestly think that with this Jund Energy deck here, that against the aggro decks, you're going to see exactly what just happened. Like, you're going to see yourself just get run over before you ever get to these, 4 and 5 mana spells. That's kind of why when we built the other one, we actually topped out at 4. There's 4 drops in the whole deck, and that's it. This entire deck was actually built to get under the Scarab God, and we even managed to do that by like lightning striking him at the beginning of our end step and stuff to push the Scarab God back for a whole turn, which was normally enough for us to get through. This deck is weak to the Scarab God. However, as we were building it and working on it, it seems like the stronger we made it versus the Scarab God, the weaker it got towards red deck. So this was kind of the fine line that we could meet, and it's kind of where I would go with this Jund package. Like if I was going to be playing Jund, something really close to this is what I would run. If you guys want to see that, you can check it out. I ran quite a few games with it, like 3 or 4 games with it, the Jund Gods, Thursday. So yeah, red deck wins is it's one of those things, man. It'll kind of run over you. Either way, that was our Jund list. Man, just getting run over. That hurt so bad. I wanted so much more for it. However, like I said, that was the father to this deck, and we did much better with this version of the deck. And without the existence of this Jund Energy deck, I don't know if we would have gotten where we wanted to be with the with our Jundum deck that is loosely based. Well, not loosely based. Zaxadillo did most of the building on this, one of our moderators here. He did most of the building on this. I came back, made a couple small tweaks and suggestions, and but if you guys are patrons, go back and watch this week's Coffee Time. You guys will actually get to see the entirety of building this deck, of the guys talking and everyone kind of going over the ideas and everything, and then actually putting this deck together, and it ended up really well. And that's kind of one of the things I wanted out of Coffee Time too. Oh man, you made it a little late, man. We just got like completely destroyed by red deck, right? Like ran over hardcore, Ryan. And I was playing the Jund Energy deck, the one with the Lafnu Hellions, Bristling Hydras, and the Servants. And I was just telling everyone about how during Coffee Time and everything, we had actually taken that deck and developed it into our Jund Gods list. And what? There's no way I'm losing frames. Am I? Is it loading? What? Let's get that back. There we go. Alright, I'm live again. Now I can keep up with you guys. Dorian is on fire. He is on fire. Either way, Ryan, sorry we got run over by red deck there with your deck. But that's kind of one of the reasons, we threw the blossoming defenses and we actually made the deck a little bit more aggro. We made it to the point where we were pushing a lot of a threat, even versus a red deck. This deck can easily race red deck, and Voltaic Brawler is kind of the backbone of that, along with Heart of Kirin and things like that. So Heart of Kirin makes it really good for us to be able to block red deck and things like that. The other deck not having Heart of Kirins or blockers that could appear after On-Crop Crasher had stopped the train. That's not exactly where we want to be. I don't necessarily like how Voltaic Brawler is a non-bow with Ronus. It will not actually be pumped until you enter combat, but you can easily pump Ronus, use Ronus to pump it one time. I think that was one of the things we really wanted to stick around, was no creature could be in the deck if it couldn't activate Ronus with a single pump. So that made Glint-Sleeve Siphoner the smallest bodied creature, but nowhere near the weakest. Either way, I hope you guys do like the Jun list. And again, if you guys want to see that, you can go back and watch Thursday's stream and see Jun gods. All right. Black-white control time. Or are we going to go just get run over by another red deck? Or are we going to rip their hand apart? I don't know. We're going to find out. Duck in his pants. Our opponent is duck in his pants. Alright. He's got a pretty cool avatar though. Hell's Caretaker. I've got Lazab, Demir Mastermind. I was Dak Faden though. And then like everyone else started using Dak Faden. I started seeing so many people using Dak Faden. And I was like, alright, well, I'll change it up. I think I'm gonna see man, we got to keep this, right? We've got Duress, Lost Legacy. Like, this is what this deck does, right? Like, we're one land. No, we have it all. So, how does our turn line up? Yeah, I'm gonna let it rip. Here we go. All right, Justin, Jeffrey, you guys ready? Oh man, I didn't even turn it down. Is it still loud? How loud is the background music? Dedicated gamer, thank you for subscribing, sir. I appreciate it. All right, well, we're against a blue deck. Another land. Okay, let's find out what we're working with. Show me what you're working with. Oh, well, you can have that settle the wreckage. So, the opponent has a Settle the Wreckage in hand. And he just got Search for Escanta. So, unless I want to pull the Settle the Wreckage out of his hand, which I kind of want to do. I kind of want to... play the Labor of the Heart, but I don't want to pull a Settle, right? Like, Settle's so bad against us anyway, I don't want to pull a Settle. Alright, so he has played Glacial Fortress, Sheffet Dunes, and then we know his last draw, and we don't know this draw. So the question is well, we know his last draw was Search for Escanta. We don't know this most recent draw. The big question here is, did he get a counter? I assume this is an approach deck with the Ixalan's Binding. If it would have been cast out, I would have still been on Drakehaven. Did you top deck a counter? He did. He did top deck a counter. Wow. Wow. Andrew, welcome, welcome. What's up, sir? Anna opt? So he opted that turn. Alright, well, I'm gonna try to get down my good stuff. So he's going to Glimmer to give himself some more options. He played the Ipnu Rivulet. He just... So he must have, what, got the Glimmer off the Opt? Alright, well. He's taking damage instead of discarding cards, which is cool. He flips the Search for Escanta because, like, there's nothing we can do about that. What's the chances that he got another? Alright. We got him. We got him. I think. Yes. Alright, so he's got a Gideon. Gideon's legendary. We can't get it. Oh no. We need top deck like binding. Alright. So he still has Settle, Scavenger Grounds, Ipnu Rivulet. We don't want the Settle. We can't get the Gideon. So Gideon's like his win con now. Vampires on the 22nd. The 22nd is Thursday. You know what? Actually, I will be posting a deck for Thursday, so there's no reason it can't be the Vampires deck. Sure. Like, sure. Happy birthday. Like, if that's all I've got to do to give you a happy birthday print, yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. So what? He played the I don't know what he drew. This is only a sorcery. We can't do it on his turn. Can't do this on his turn. Like, I know he's got Settle, Scavenger. How did he just toss Settle, Scavenger Grounds? Oh, he's tossed those to the Torment of Scarabs. Okay. Well, I'm not actually going to play anything this turn. As funny as that may sound. So he's definitely going to have to start trading life in here really soon. Maybe I should just be trying to rip cards out of his hand. Just to give him less cards to work with. Right, like... Let's just rip cards. Alright, well, we will not Doomfall. He reveals an Opt. So his hand is Ipnu Rivulet and Opt. And then he took 3. He's casting Opt. Gideon, I'm just going to tick up. He's going to make me draw an answer for Gids. I don't see a reason not to. I mean, he could disallow it, or I could, yeah, either way. Well, I think we're just on drawing into... I mean, he gets to draw a card, then we make him discard a card every turn. Until we can get rid of the Gideon, though. Yeah, Labor of the Heart was, it was bad for that, like, not being able to pull a Gideon. He's taking the damage, though. He wants to keep the cards in hand. Ixalan's binding on my Torment. You got me, opponent. You got me. What is your last card, opponent? It's a disallow. Yay. Alright, now we're both hellbent. Well, I mean, what do we do? I mean, he's hellbent, but he ain't hellbent. He gets to, okay, he's going to find a glimmer of genius. Okay. Yeah, if that won't help him, then I don't know what will. So we need to find Ixalan's binding for Gideon, and then I think we win. So do we binding his binding, or do we binding his Gideon? Like, he's got a dig right here for a counter. Okay. He's going to glimmer for it. I think this would have been the better way to look 4 cards deep. So we're still at 20 life. If he doesn't counter here, then I'm probably actually going to binding the binding. Because he could probably have more of those, and alright, so we've attached this back to our opponent, and he's back to either discarding cards or sacrificing non-land permanents. So he discarded a land. I don't know what win cons he has left. No, not Gideon. Like, alright, so Gideon's got to press our life total here. And Gideon is his last win con. But this is our only win con. Oh, he does have another win con. Another way to just draw more cards. He's on the beats. He's trying to get there. Alright, well, we race his card draw, I guess. Next turn, if I don't draw anything, I'm just going to start, like, if near Deadlands, Kefnet. He's a long way from getting up to having the permanents to, or the cards in hand to draw with Kefnet. Now, Kefnet can spend 4 mana. Oh no, he can put 4 cards back in his hand here and swing with Kefnet. I'm gonna glimmer in response. Okay, well then that's not activating Kefnet. That's only gonna take 1 card out, put 1 card back in. Torrential. Okay. I actually did not see that in the deck when I pulled up his deck list. I probably should have looked a little bit better, or I would have noticed those torrentials. So he's glimmering again. Like, this is going to be his whole turn here, so he'll swing at us for 4. Oh, wow. Alright. So, just the 4. Alright, well that is not what we're looking for. He's a long way from making Kefnet usable, so this will save us 1 turn. I don't think it saves us at all, really. Like, if we don't find some way to deal with Gideon here really soon. Like, you would think that this deck would just, like, beat Approach, right? You know. But, we'll see. Ethan, thank you for subscribing, sir. I appreciate that. Welcome to the community, sir. I'm going to just yield to those. Do we ever get Mr. James in here? James from down under. Azure the Law. Man, he's got all kinds of spice in this deck. What is going on here? Well, I should have really looked at this Approach deck a little bit more. Yep, well, that's going to make things hard. Wow. Well, that was fun. That was fun. So the point here is, like, if I would have taken Gideon with the Ixalan's binding, then Gideon himself would have actually then I would have just lost to Kefnet. Like, I wouldn't have been taking cards out of his hand. Kefnet would have filled his hand up. Like, we've seen how many cards he drew there. So we would have just lost to Kefnet. Kefnet's actually really good when you can keep cards in your hand. Okay. Labor of the Heart's a bad card. It's just a bad card. If you were just looking for something else, it should have been like Fatal Push. Like, just to give you something else. Like, if you were just like, I just have to have another discard spell, I think it's just remove a permanent from the battlefield. Removing a permanent also works really well with your Torment of Scarabs. If you're going to have these, like, huge 7... Like, why don't you have that 8 mana enchantment that does, like, Torment plus something? I don't know. That may or may not work. Alright, I want this Gideon. I want these cats. Vona might actually be great here. Taking out Doomfall. Should probably take out one Lost Legacy, but that's the plan, is we're going to Lost Legacy him to death. Right, well, we get a Gideon, but we can't cast it. We've got an Ixalan's Binding, but we can cast a Gideon on 4 if we clean up. But I doubt he's going to have anything that we need to clean up. This is a bad hand. I'm going to mulligan. Ouch. This is even worse. Yeah, I got a mulligan down to 5. Wow, that's brutal. Yeah, I would have rather just seen more duress. Wow. Okay, so he's got Azor and Kefnet. That's it's pretty big. Oh my goodness. Should have kept that opening hand. I could at least cast Gideon off of Yahenni's Expertise, which is probably where I'm going to be anyway. I'm going to put a stop in my upkeep. I'm going to scry anything that's not a land away. Although, I don't know. Gideon might get there. Gideon might get there. Alright, so he's went Plains, Fortress. Have to put it on the bottom. Ooh, we didn't have irrigated farmlands. Alright. Kefnet, the Minful. Come on, white land on top. Plains, 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 plains. It's not a plains. I just put that on bottom and I still drew it. So if he goes land, wow, the one duress just like destroyed the Kefnet play. Like now he can't even like go land, bounce land, draw a card. Does he disallow this ability? I'm actually going to go on the natural draw here since this is the turn we flip it. Well, let's go, opponent. Good card draw engine. I don't know what that would be. So do we want that next turn? Alright, so... I mean, he might have pulled a counter. Glimmer. Alright, well, that can't do damage, and then next turn we'll try to get down our Torment of Scarabs, so. Okay. So now Gideon can't do damage. Is this how we're doing this? Is this how we're doing this? Alright, so I am going to duress him here. We'll take the Ixalan's Binding. And he's got 4 cards in hand. Those cards are Ipni Rivulet, Sheffet Dunes, and Azor. I'm going to prevent all damage that Gideon could do. I should just like rip all the glimmers out of his deck. Just like bam. Card draw, Midnight Oil. Actually, Midnight Oil might work really well in this deck. Like I'm normally kind of against Midnight Oil, but this might be the deck for it. Alright, well, we're gonna pray this keeps his Kefnet at bay. Alright. He could have killed Gideon right there. Have to find some way to deal with this. Well, there's a Caracal. I don't know what it'll do for us, but why can't I cast Lost Legacy? Has he done something to make it where I can't cast Lost? Oh, I can't cast Instants and Sorceries. That's what it is. Alright. So you will get to draw like a million cards here. Maybe this deck does need more cast out. I don't know. Mainboard Lost Legacies though, it's just too weak. Like you're consistently pulling out an inconsistent card, right? Like I don't know. Alright, so he spinks his rebs. Maybe I should have just like ripped it out of his hand earlier. Just said, here, you can have whatever else you get. All right. Finally. I'm going to take Azor. And we'll pass the turn. So, like, taking Azor stops his card draw, which, I mean, eventually we're going to have to deal with Kefnet, but I can fight with Kefnet for a little while, especially when he's dropping cards like Settle the Wreckage and things like that. Plus, Gideon's growing a ton. Alright. He's trading cards in. I mean, we're not going to be able to deal with that search for Escanta. That's going to let him just dive through his deck. We hit our planes. Okay. We've got a real win con on the battlefield now. And with him throwing away, like, Settle the Wreckages and things like that. Gearhulk. What are you, glimmering? Alright, so he glimmered. He takes 3. Alright. And we've got a good defense here for Torrential, so. Draw a card. Ooh, alright. Well, he's trying to pick cards up with Kefnet. So is he trying to get at me, or is he trying to kill Gideon? Gideon. Gideon takes it. All right, well, Gideon takes a beating. Come on, give me something to deal with Kefnet. Kefnet. Vraska's Contempt or Hour of Glory would fit well in here as well. Alright, so I'm going to prevent all damage by the Gearhulk there. I'm going to go ahead and Lost Legacy Approach. He negates it. Alright, well, he's still on the approach plan. I could play the other Gideon and then, like, lock something else down, But here I actually want to just make him spend resources into trying to kill the Gideon. And if he spends enough resources into trying to kill the Gideon, I may just like try to kill him. We do have 7 power on the board, so touch this deck with blue. I could see that, like just being slightly Esper or something like that. Yeah. Maybe we should have actually gotten the god earlier. Alright, well, he's got his flip search. He's firing up Gids. Not going to do anything with Kefnet. Just Gid's going to take down Gids. Gids fighting Gids ain't right. It just ain't right. So he goes to draw a card. He can block 2 of these. We hit him for 2. That don't seem right. Don't seem like where I want to be. So I'll just play Gideon. Alright, we will stop the damage by Kefnet and pass the turn. Okay, well, maybe we can... I don't know, he's going to draw cards. He's going to be able to swing with Kefnet next turn, so at least Kefnet won't do damage. I wonder if he swings with everything else. I'm still curious if he actually... like what he does next turn. Does he like discard a sack a non-land permanent, or... Okay, you gotta settle the wreckage. He throws away a plane, so he still has the settle. A ton of land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got 10 mana. He's going to prevent the damage Gids would be able to do. Approach of the second sun has happened. Alright, we need to top deck another Lost Legacy, like, now. He's got me stopped in my draw step. Alright. We're going to take the emblem. So now as long as we have Gideon... What? I want the new one. And I mean, now he has to draw cards and cast approach this turn, like if he was holding the second approach. So he's got to get back up to 7 cards in hand. He's taking the damage. He played a land. Now what do? Draw a card, bounce a land? Alright, so he cast approach to the second sun. Alright, that happened. That sure happened. Congratulations, opponent. I've got an emblem. What? I've got an emblem. Alright, well... Like, he just casts... Like, approach doesn't even gain a life after the second one. So... Can he counter it? I think he has to counter it, right? Yeah. Seems counterable. Okay, well, we are simply just going to keep passing here. The opponent can't lose the game, and we can't lose the game. I don't know, he could lose the game. He hasn't made an emblem yet. Alright. Thematic Compass. I like the Thematic Compass. It's a good card. You got it, opponent. Flipped it. So we're just going to start making Kefnet much, much weaker. I'm probably not going to do much else to Kefnet. Just leave it as a 3/3. I'll probably use the next Ifnir Deadlands to make Torrential Gearhulk much smaller. Did I forget to tick up Gideon that turn? Oh, what a punt. Wow. What's up, MTG? Nice new photo you got there, sir. Hello. He doesn't have that pink circle anymore. You didn't like pink? What's wrong with you? I mean, Ixalan's binding off the top would be great. Like, so the beautiful part is the opponent just continues to have to like really think about how he wants to do these. Oh no, he binded me. He got me in a bind. Come on, that's alright. We can top deck a binding off the top, right? Binding off the top seems good. Intervention would be okay. I mean, that would stop Torrential Gearhulk. Hey! Good game, opponent. Good game. Well, he got there. So, like, I think the argument behind, like, wanting to play these black-white, like, main board Lost Legacy decks is you should just be able to hose approach. No, not really. You only need one Lost Legacy to hose approach, and building the whole deck around it actually makes the deck fairly weak. I'm happy that Justin, who built this deck, actually said at the beginning, he goes, I don't know how competitive it is. It's just an idea I wanted to see. And so, you know, granted, we played one game, and it was against an approach deck, and he wasn't your typical approach deck. He had Gearhulks, he had Kefnet, he had Azure, so I mean, it was definitely had some other things going on there. So you just ordered all 4 Challenger decks for less than $100 shipped. Pretty pumped. Well, you should be, man. You just got like, I don't know, what, $300 worth of value for $100. Yeah, you made your money, sir. That's gonna be great. Those pre-con decks, man, they were a lot of fun. I mean, 3 out of 4 of them, we went 3-2 in leagues. For those of you that want to watch that, there's check out the page. There's all of those decks, and I mean, wow, like we just got run over by Jund Energy, and then we fought hard against that control deck, and unfortunately we just didn't have enough finishers. So, how am I doing today? I am doing great, Retro Arcade fan. I am doing great. Senor Galaga. Galaga was a good game. Like, that was a good game. Man, I played the heck out of some Galaga, and I thought it was really good until my wife was like, "Oh no, This is how you do this. And like all of a sudden I'm watching her play, and she's got like 2 or 3 little ships, and like she's capturing ships and stuff, and I was like, man, I thought I was good at this game, but no. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was fun. So, is James around? James, are you here? Was hoping to have a stream challenger game here with James, but I don't think he's here. Let me go back up the chat here and see if Senor James has popped in. Ernie, welcome, Ernie. I think you slipped by on me there. Cushy Darden, Pipe Dream Hookah, welcome, welcome. Magic Cafe loves those emojis. There we go. It's Happy Saints Patty's Day. Yeah, man, it is. Brian Wheat, welcome. Mitch Wells, Ghost Man, of course. I think I shouted out some of these people earlier. Durin, Mr. Pascal, Alexi. Man, we got a bunch of people in here. You know, if I didn't give you a shout out, please just let me know. I'll be more than happy to give you a shout out. Ernie 0006. How has the deck performed? Not very well, honestly. My mom calling. Yeah. I just hung up on my mom. That's probably wrong, right? Like, I just hit the ignore button on my mom. Wow. Anyway, I'm going to turn these cards back in. We're going to rent the cards we need for our backup deck. I did have a backup just in case we didn't get to do the stream challenger. I'm sure James will want to challenge in the future, so we'll try to make sure that happens. He seems to be a pretty understanding guy, so and he's on the other side of the world. Like right now it's Saturday for us. It's like Sunday morning for him, so he may be even sleeping in. Who knows? Anyway, we're just gonna jump over here. There we go. Just find one of manatraders' bots. We're gonna turn our cards in, then we'll just go rent the other cards we need. So he should just automatically pull the 60 cards valuing 179 tickets from me. And so for the price to even play these decks, you could rent manatraders for an entire block, right? Like for just the price of these cards right here, you could just rent manatraders for 3 months. That's crazy, right? And then if you use the promo code SideboardMTG15, yeah, plug, right? All right. Use the promo code, you save even more. Like, when you're wanting to just like play Magic and test all the different things and stuff like that, I really don't know if there's a better option than manatraders, guys. And I know a lot of you agree because I've seen how many people have signed up for manatraders. It's quite a few of you that agree. manatraders is a really good service. Anyway, we're gonna export this wish list. I've got it here in my episode 7 of... Oh my goodness, I forgot to put in 7. Wow. Anyway, we're going to hop over to manatraders. We're going to grab the cards we need. We're going to go to the builder. They always let you know, like there's a pauper event coming up, and if you want to get those cards for the pauper event, like they let you know, try to get them 30 minutes early, and if you're getting cards like that are all pauper cards, like during that time, they just won't charge you your mana hours for that early time, and they let you know that, and that's pretty cool. So once you actually import your list and everything, you can like just click to rent it, and this will come up. But I'm actually going to go back over here to the builder real quick while they're gathering our cards. There's a couple other features I want to show you guys. First off, like those of you that are submitting decks to me, if you will submit them, like just a link on manatraders. So like you go export your deck from the game the way I just did, and then like we'll just pull up this red-white approach deck here real quick. So it pulls up all 75 cards. You'll hit save to my decks. You'll click save, and it'll give you this link here. Now, if you get a medium from manatraders, whether you're sponsored by them, whether you even have an actual like service from them, if you start saving your decks and you save your decks with these links, you can go down to the affiliate program or the referral program, and that's just right down here. It'll tell you how to put your medium on the back of these links, and once you put your medium on the back of those links, you could actually get... My mom's calling back. Mid-show right now. Call you soon. There we go. But anyway, you can actually put this medium on the back of your decks, and you could end up actually getting a service for free. So this is one of the reasons you use the SideboardMTG promo code. Well, thank you, Chris. I'm sorry that you didn't use the 15. You would have saved a couple more of a percentage there. Anyway, while I was talking about that, do you have to have a PayPal? I don't think so. You might need a PayPal, but you might be able to do it with your card or bank account as well. PayPal is actually not hard to set up, and I do recommend that if you have a bank account and stuff, that you should set up a... Like, PayPal is like an online bank, so if you don't have a PayPal, I recommend that you set that up. But one of the things you can do, like, no, you don't have to have PayPal, but there's a lot of people that want to be able to buy things. They want to be able to buy things like on Magic Online and stuff like that without PayPal or with PayPal. You can actually buy cards, tickets with PayPal on manatraders. You can buy tickets, you can buy cards, you can sell your collection. There's a lot of people that actually end up selling their collections once they start renting. So you could sell your collection. Had a friend who did that, and he got like 600 and something tickets, and he just turned those into, he's like, now I'm just going to play leagues forever. You guys want to talk to my mom? Nah. Her name's Martha. She's a nice lady. Yeah, she... Mom. You're loving using manatraders? Well, I'm glad you are. I personally think manatraders is like just... It's awesome. I promise you that I would not be able to play all of your guys' deck without manatraders. It's really handy. But I didn't get to show you that one thing I was wanting to show you. They actually delivered the cards before I could get a chance. I'm going to jump back over to the builder because I still have... like it will hold whatever deck you currently have held up there in the builder. So the builder is actually just really nice. If you want to tinker with it and things like that, you can also pull up other decks and edit them and stuff. But they've added this new visual view where it's kind of like the old visual view, only they've kind of you know, laid it out here for you. It looks really nice. You got your sideboard and everything. It separates creatures, spells, things like that, and then the sideboard also, you know, goes over here to the side. So you know, that part's really cool. And then we've also got the sample hand. This is something they did not have very long ago. Now, Mr. Toms, if you're somehow watching this, I know we're late through the stream, but if you're somehow watching this, there's one more feature I'm going to ask you for. We want a draw button. I know everyone else wants a draw button. Yes, I can reshuffle. Bam. I can a plains. Mr. Toms, you got a crystal vial for plains. It's not a plains. Anyway, I like the fact that I can reshuffle and redraw 7. I can take a mulligan. Oh, what did I click? Did I click straight through that? I can take a mulligan. We can mulligan down to oblivion if we want to. No more mulligan. Reshuffle, but we can't draw a card off the top. So like if we could pull a card off the top, that would be great. But I think like my next real piece of feedback is I'm gonna have to send them a little letter, let them know that that their plains is showing up as a crystal vein. So I guess I'll do that. Let's minimize this. All right. So if you guys have any questions, like I'm not really a manatraders rep, and I've been told that if you guys do have any questions, this is what you need to do. Basic planes shows up as a, was it crystal? What happened? Basic planes shows up as a crystal vein, not a planes. Just a heads up. Alright, and there we go. So if you guys got feedback or anything like that, they listen to it, guys. Like, they will. They really do. It's a company for us, for Magic players, and that's awesome. And I've seen a few of the members of their company here with us, you know, in the stream. So that is pretty cool. Either way, guys, it looks like James did not show up, so we're gonna jump into this red-white approach deck. Now, some of you guys might have seen my red-white approach deck a while back. It actually only had like one top 8 in the entire Ixalan, but it was kind of a pet deck for me because it allowed me to run approach and Sunbird's Invocation and a lot of other really interesting cards. The deck may or may not be where we want to be, but we're gonna play around with it and just kind of see what happens. So I'm gonna jump into a game and let's see what happens. Red-white approach, and we're against the sneaky Homunculus 01. Right, yeah, this is just one edition of, or one version of red-white approach. I've thought about taking the Bant approach list and the red-white approach list and seeing if I can like merge those together into something and see what I could come up with. It's not a horrible hand. We've got early interaction, which is great. The deck is extremely powerful, so okay, so originally Baffling End wasn't in the deck, and Baffling End's kind of like the one card I wanted to update the deck with, and the deck wasn't really a bad deck back then. So I wanted to see just how well that Baffling End would help the deck. Carnage, Tyrant, and Approach is a win con. See, I've got a Bant Approach that's kind of like that. This is going to be pretty good for us. I'm not cycling the cast out. I'm expecting to be casting out, you know, Phoenixes and Glory Bringers and things like that. Although if I do see a Phoenix, never mind. He is a ramp deck. Okay. 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 Well, we're getting there. We are getting there. Wow, I mean, he's doing some serious ramp. Have I played Jund Energy aggro vehicle deck? Jund Gods is a vehicle deck. You use the gods to make sure Heart of Kirin is crewed. So, by all means, like if you're looking for a vehicle deck, Jund Gods is pretty good. We don't even have anything we can bind. All he's done is like a ton of... I mean, we just wait. I mean, how long do we have to wait before he actually casts a spell? Okay. actually don't expect this deck to have many counters in it, so we're just going to start going Sunbird's Invocation, Sunbird's Invocation, and we're just going to go for a one-shot kill. He's got a Sunbird's Invocation. No. I'll see your Sunbird's Invocation and play my own. So we're 2 turns away from probably just winning this. Brass's Bounty. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He gets 8 treasures. Does he just go off here? Just cast another Brass's Bounty? Oh yeah, he cast another Brass's Bounty off the Brass's Bounty. That's one way to get to approach. Got me. Got me. Wow, alright. I wasn't ready for that. Like, granted, he came up against the perfect deck. I didn't cast a spell till turn 6. So, yeah. Alright. Time for the shifting gears. So this deck actually has a fully transformational sideboard, and I'm bringing the whole thing in. The only thing I'm not bringing in is the Chandra's Defeat. So again, fully transformational sideboard here, and it should probably be the Ixalan's Bindings out. And we're gonna try to attack him from here, man. Haven't done so well today, you know. A lot of strange things going on out there. Well, we've got. Should take out those settles, shouldn't I? Yeah. Yeah. You run that deck in paper, and it's Marionette Master combo. Okay. Well, it looked really, really sweet. Like, I might have to play that at some point. Like, I want to, like, when I come back from the move, I want to play like Treasure Revolt Ramp. I want to play like that kind of stuff, Marionette Master, stuff that's a little bit farther off the wall now that the meta's definitely like slowed down a little bit or starting to solve. It's time to start really playing around with those other ideas and stuff. So yeah, I like being competitive, but you know, just kind of. Alright, so I'm just going to make an emblem and pass. Wait a minute. So, your Mardu vehicle deck, like, are you renting in paper from from manatraders? Because I'm curious about that. Next turn we go Cat. He hasn't had the mana to actually start using his treasure map. which I find the treasure map does that a lot in a lot of decks. People throw it in decks that it doesn't really fit good in their curve. Treasure map fits best in a deck that has a lot of 2-drops or always has like that extra mana left up that their curves a little bit. Punt the chat delay. The chat delay is like 30 seconds. Is it really? It's horrible. Well, we're going to cat here. And then, of course, we're gonna attempt to close out the game as fast as possible. So we can do 11 damage next turn. That'll put him at 1. Oh, never mind. We can be lethal. I'm sorry. I forgot that I'm sandbagging my chef at Dunes that I just drew last turn. What is the rough cost of renting paper? So I don't have a ton of experience with renting paper, but I will say that when you guys rent here, it'll tell you like you can buy it in MTGO or you can rent it in paper. If you subscribe to Cross, which is where like their subscription where you can like this is how you could purchase the decks. Like there's I recommend that you guys go through it and just kind of check it out. But they're one of the better shops online that I have discovered that are, well, he's just dead. He's dead. All right, we killed him. Sweet, we got him. But one of the better shops online that I've seen, as far as like they actually let you, buy cards on Magic Online through either your card or PayPal, or you can buy with tickets. Like if you have tickets and just like any other bot, you can buy with tickets. You can buy tickets with them, or you can buy it like through PayPal. You can do all of that. So we've got our win con right here. And we're gonna. You're doing math? Are you doing math, partner? He's doing math. Yeah, yeah. We were a complete like control deck in game 1, and then in game 2, what? We were like Heart of Kieran and Gideon and Cats, and what's he gonna do when he sees this Glorybound Initiate like on turn 2, just coming at him? Wham! Let's get rid of Settle the Wreckage here. Oh, he's already queued up. I can't keep this. I mean, I'm on the draw. I will keep this and that. All right. Here we go. So I'm just going to play my tap land and pass, and then like we're going to go turn 2 Glorybound. Turn 3 Gideon, and kind of gonna just go from there. So he doesn't have any instant speed kill for that, which should be good. And Beneath the Sands, he's ramping. I'm not going to be exerting Glorybound here. And the reason I'm not exerting Glory Brown is because my life total is not under pressure. Glory Brown's actually normally, he's part of the transformational sideboard and your answer to red deck. A lot of times against red deck, you're only going to get to swing with Glory Brown one time. You're not going to get to block with it, so you just have to turn it sideways and get in there. So, like, you'll gain 4 life with it against a red deck, and heaven forbid if you ever do that twice, that's normally about the most you can ask for out of it. Yeah, this is going to be pretty good turn here for us. Okay, well, I mean, we're lethal next turn. I mean, it's turn 5. We ain't no fast deck, but we went aggro. And that's one of the things I always liked about the red-white approach deck. It was like, whoa, I ain't supposed to be controlling here. All right, my bad. Marionette master. Well, I assume she fabricates wide. She did. Well, we're no longer lethal. I am going to binding the Marionette Master. And we will risk Gideon here. Because we're getting aggro. And I am going to exert this time. So, I mean, we're putting some attackers at him. He needs to be doing some blocks. So Gideon should live. All right. Well, we'll see if he can pump. If he cannot, we will swing again with Gideon. And was this Sunbird's Invocation? Okay. That's probably gonna be game. Not 100% if that's game or not, but it's probably game. Okay, well, here we go. We'll see what the opponent does here. He cannot cast Marionette Master, which means he can't even get it off the Sunbird's Invocation because that's a cast trigger. I know some people were talking about Sunbirds like being a broken deck. Oh no! Give me a land off the top. Give me a land off the top. That hour of devastation was great. Land off the top. Just any land. Come on. Any land. Any land. Wait a minute. Any untapped land. Anything other than a stone quarry. Come on. Alright, opponent. You got time now. You got time now. You're at 2. At least we get to draw 3 cards if he doesn't just kill us. Was this a Brass's Bounty into a Brass's Bounty into, like, everything in your deck? So he's casting the other Brass's Bounty. Alright, well, he's got 1 card in hand. So, 1,000,000 treasures, but I don't know what he's going to do with them. I mean, he can cast Mind here from the graveyard. It won't trigger the Sunbird's Invocation because he's not casting it from hand. That's the important part. A lot of people, like, I see people try to, like, cast things, like, in paper when they play Sunbird's Invocation, and they're trying to get triggers off of it that you're not supposed to be able to get. Apparently there's a bug with Sunbird's Invocation that somebody can cast something and then they just get all the things, but, you know. At least he's casting this one from hand. Okay. So he can just keep digging through it. He revealed a Marionette Master there, so that'll go to the bottom. Land. This is not a land. You have a counter opponent. Yeah, you should probably be casting that spring right now. No, he just has the negate. Just naturally had the negate. Wow, the one card in his hand was a negate. Very well, opponent. Very well. 0 cards in hand for the opponent here. Treasure map. If I was him, I'd sack all those for that mine right now. Is he just going to burn me with his cut to ribbons? Oh, wait, it's not in the grave. Still in the deck. I'm confused. This is all the things we have seen. Alright, so he casts mine. I mean, he's at 2. I'm just gonna pass turn. We're just gonna see what he wants to do. He cast a Sunbird into a Sunbird. And with that Sunbird, he cast another Sunbird. He's digging. It's on the stack! No. That was fun, right? That was a ton of fun. At least we won one game right here, right? Wow. Marionette Master. I'm gonna say that, like, white decks have a really good, like, they have some really good answers right now. Black and white both have great answers. When it comes back over to the black-white control deck, honestly, man, if you're just wanting to have some fun with a really good control deck, you can run these Duress, these Lost Legacies, throw them in the sideboard. Play your black-white control deck, Gideon's Interventions, Lost Legacies, Cast Outs, Settle the Wreckage, Gideon himself. There are a ton of great cards there. Vraska's Contempt, Hour of Glory. Like, there's a lot of building you can do around that. I get that you were building around the Torment of Scarabs, and one of the the better parts there would be try to keep their hand empty. Laybearer of the Heart. If this was ever good, that time is gone. And with Dominaria coming out, I'm pretty sure it's completely gone. So Laybearer of the Heart, and it got a little bit of fringe play over time. Not one of my favorite pieces, but you know it is what it is. Yeah, and when you're just needing discard or hand removal or something, like, you take what you can get. But black removal with Brass and Sunbird is actually pretty easy to build. It seems like it would be pretty easy to build, especially when your win con is go, alright, I'm going to cast this Marionette Master for 6. Look at the top 6 cards. Oh, look, Brass's Bounty. I'm going to cast that. Marionette Master enters the battlefield. I'll put counters on it and start sacking. Yeah, it would have been ridiculous. Pia. What do you like? Pia's Revolution? Pia what? What Pia? Right. Now, as far as black-white goes, like that black-white Trials deck, man, I enjoyed that deck. Like, I had a lot of fun playing that deck. That deck was mean. So, this is not the week I am moving, so we're going to be playing some other stuff this week. I am recording some stuff. Coffee time is not going to be going on this week though, but we do have. I will have some pre-recorded videos coming out towards the end of this week, and mid-weekend and midweek next week. That is my point of move. Basically, I'll let you guys know what's going on. We're picking up our U-Haul on the 21st. We plan to be leaving by the evening of the 23rd, and we'll start our 3-day journey across the country. We're going to stop and visit some family in Dallas, and we should be there this weekend, or this coming weekend, and then we'll move on to North Mississippi, and I'll move back into my old home place. Mom doesn't live there anymore. She's wanting someone to live there. Otherwise, she's going to start renting it out to strangers. And she's like, well, I'll give you guys a cheap rent on it. It's kind of hard to beat that. I mean, it is what it is. Yep, I'm moving technically back home to my mom's house. She lives somewhere else, but moving back home to my mom's house. And yep, I'm taking a lot of blows lately to the ego, right? But it's cool. Like, it costs a lot less money, which will be a lot less stressful on my family. It's still, I'm going to get to raise my son in like the same area that I grew up in. So like that part's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited. He may even go to the same school I went to. Pia's Rev versus Pia's Rev. Someone in chat is challenge you to a pick via Pia's. A Pia versus Pia game? Who in chat is challenging me? I have no clue. I have not gotten a challenge up on the game. The challenger for today was actually picked as James. James, if you wanted to, if you want to try again for some other time, even if you want to like, hey, while we got a game with a Mardu vehicle deck in the future? Absolutely. Anyone who's a patron that could get your deck ran here on the Patreon games, you can all choose to either challenge or have me run your deck. Either one. Some people don't have the cards in online or don't have the game online, so they choose for me to run decks for them. Others who do play, you might want to challenge the stream. You know, do be warned that the only options I'm going to have available to fight back with you is at least a tier 1.5 to tier 2 or tier 1 deck. So I'm going to be bringing the heat. Today's options were my one jank deck was the Mardu deck, and for the Horde, if you're watching, yes, the Mardu deck. That guy loves this deck. The only thing he hates about my version of the deck is there's no Pirates Pillage. But yeah, for the Horde, he likes this deck. But yeah, I had my Mardu deck picked out. We would have played it. We would have played my Grixis mid-range. And then, of course, I had the third deck for you guys just in case it didn't fire off. Of course, I would have been willing to play this red-white approach against him. Like the deck's a lot of fun. I even played it in paperback Ixalan. This was my approach deck Ixalan. Now my approach deck is the Bant Approach. Where is my Bant Approach deck? I guess I saved it. I'll have to import my Bant Approach deck again. Either way, guys, got a lot going on today. That's kind of why we fired off a little bit early. Got some friends and family that want to hang out, and we gotta say, you know, goodbye to people that we know here in Phoenix before we leave. It would be real rude of us not to do so. So with that in mind, I'm going to say goodbye to all of you tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Subscriber Sunday. Go over to the Reddit. Links in the description box below. As always, go to the Reddit. Vote on decks, and I'm going to be pulling those decks around noon tomorrow. So any votes that happen after noon, that I won't be able to see that. So I'm just going to be going to the Reddit. I will be clicking top, and we're going to look for decks that have not been run yet, and go from there. Remember, next week's Subscriber Sunday will be pre-recorded. I am looking for cycling decks for that pre-recorded Subscriber Sunday. So if you guys want to play New Perspectives, if you want to play like some Manifestation, what is that card called? Yeah, if you guys want to play that, you want to have some cycling. What's that black enchantment that works kind of like Drakehaven, but they lose 2 life every time you cycle something? Yeah. Anyway, can you challenge tomorrow? We'll see. We'll see. I had kept stream challengers to. Wait a minute, Chris, aren't you are you a patron? I think you're a patron. I had kept challenges to patrons only, kind of like this, and then subscribers kind of get to win that by posting a good deck. So you know, like I only accept challenges from patrons. Ow, that's rude, right? That's wrong. Mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Subscriber Sunday we'll do subscriber challenges. So maybe we'll do that, where we'll do like 3 subscriber decks and then like maybe a challenge or something. So if you are, then absolutely you can choose for a challenge, man. If you're a patron, yes, instead of having a deck run that month, you can just pick to be challenged. Everyone's Leprechaun Day. Well, I've got friends coming over. I think they just walked in the house. Val is in chat, and the reason Val's in chat is because she's wanting to know when we're done. Guess what? It's 6 o'clock. I made the train. I'm going to get on the train. We're good. I got there. Wow, chat is so far behind. Either way, guys, I had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun. We'll see you next time here on Sideboard MTG. Remember, vote.